Sadguru, a Grahastha yogi, carries the same intensity, insight, wisdom and passion as the ancient sages to bring well-being to every individual. A mystic, yogi, visionary humanitarian and poet, Sadguru is a spiritual master with a difference. Traversing seamlessly from the ancient to the ultra-modern, he bridges the gap between the known and the unknown, enabling all those who encounter him to explore and experience the deepest dimensions of life. Making a clear break from mere customs and rituals, Sadguru presents the inner dimension in a scientific manner as it is relevant to our times.
He is the first. He is the last. He is the outward. He is the inward. I know nothing but him. I know none but him. I've gone through so long. The soul of my love. I belong to the beloved. I belong to the beloved. Seeing the two worlds as one. Seeing the two worlds as one. Intoxicated with the cup of love. Two worlds slip from my hands. Seeing the two worlds as one. Two worlds slip from my hands. Two worlds slip from my hands. سلام لشمس يدمر الكلمة ويعبر العمق والآفاق. سلام سلام سلام.
I'm sorry, who's talking?
Self-realization.
What about that, Mom? What about self-realization?
How does one realize?
How do you get there? Oh. How do you get to self-realization? You're asking a very big question very casually. Why do you want to be self-realized? be happy? Why do you want to be self-realized? To be happy. So let's address the issue directly. Now it's just like asking how to get rich, how to drink alcohol, how to go to heaven. Why you want to do all these things? Because you want to be happy. So please understand, whether you're trying to make money or you're trying to make a name for yourself, or you're building your family, or you're going to the temple, or you're going to the bar, everything you're doing it in pursuit of happiness. Somebody thinks the way to happiness is through heaven, somebody thinks it's to the food plate, somebody thinks it's through the bottle, somebody thinks it's through his husband, wife or child. But everybody is trying to get there in so many different ways. Now your way is self-realization. I think it's time we addressed it directly, isn't it? If you look at yourself right now, in the world around you may be identified with many things, but this moment when you're just sitting here, if you look at yourself, you are just a certain amount of life energy, aren't you? Yes? Is it so? See, you think I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm this, I'm that, in reference to something else. But in your experience of life, this moment if you simply sit here, if the world disappears, what are you? You are just a certain amount of life energy right now functioning this way. This life energy which you call as myself right now, sometimes has it been joyful? This is considered no in this country. Yes. Sometimes it's been very joyful, sometimes it's been utterly miserable, sometimes peaceful, sometimes very disturbed, sometimes agony, sometimes ecstasy. All these expressions this life energy has found, isn't it so? So it's capable of all these things. Your life energies are capable of both agony and ecstasy, misery and joy, peace and turmoil. It is capable of all this. If you had a choice as to what kind of expression your life energy should find right now, what would you choose? Agony or ecstasy? That much intelligence you have, isn't it? That much intelligence everybody has. Nobody has to teach you philosophies, please choose joy, don't choose misery. Do you need scriptures like this? No. Because the very life in you is longing to be joyful. This is not somebody's idea that you must be happy. The very life in you is longing to be joyful, isn't it? So, wanting to be joyful is not somebody's goal, not somebody's idea, not somebody's philosophy. It's the longing of life itself to be in a certain way. As a flower is wanting to bloom, the life within you is constantly seeing how to be as joyful as it can be, but you are doing everything to defeat that. So, if joy is what you're seeking, if ecstasy is what you're seeking, you must just see that you operate your life energies the way you want them, isn't it? Your life energies should function the way you want them to function. If your life energies were functioning the way you want them to function, you being miserable wouldn't arise in your life, isn't it so? Yes? So that's what you need to do right now, that your body, your mind, your life energies function the way you want them to function. If this happens, then what we call a self-realization is not about being happy. You are very blissful, but you want to go beyond that. You're not trying to live your life well, that you have done anyway, but you want to know the very source of life. Only then you talk about self-realization. Right now you're just trying to live well. Don't talk about all this nonsense. Don't talk about God, self-realization, all this nonsense when you're just trying to live well. To live well, you just need to learn to use your body, mind and energies properly. You will live well. Now, living well is not enough for you. You want to know the very source of life. You are even willing to throw away living well for knowing the source of life. Then you are seeking self-realization, okay? Right now you're just looking how to live well. So approach it directly. Why you want to go through heaven for that? You want happiness, why don't you address it directly? Why you want to route it through heaven or anything for that matter? You better approach it directly because you have already seen it's within you, isn't it? What is within you? Do you have to go around the world and come there? How far to Mahabalipuram? The boy said, it is 24,996 miles the way you're going. But if you turn around, it's 4 miles. Okay? So this is what you're doing to yourself. All you want to do is be joyful, blissful within you. But you want to go around the world and get there. By the time you go around the world, you may be dead. You don't have a million-year lifespan, isn't it? Life is so brief. Human life is so brief. If you had a million-year lifespan, we could go around the world and come, but still it doesn't make sense, isn't it? What is within you to get there if you go around the world? Does it make any sense to you? Only a fool would do that, isn't it so? So if it is within you, all you have to do is turn around and face it within you, not go around the world. So you want to be just happy, you want to be ecstatic, whatever experience is happening within you. So all these experiences, whether misery or ecstasy, is happening within you, isn't it? So if it's within you, isn't it better you turn inward and create the situation that you want rather than going around the world trying to create it? Does it make more sense? So let's face it, please learn to address your issues directly, not roundabout ways, isn't it? Do you have the energy to travel 24,996 miles? No, most people will die on the way.
But can one get liberated being in the world, in the mainstream of the world, in the family life?
Can one get liberated being in the mainstream of life? You want to get liberated from life? That's easy, we can have you shot. If you want to be liberated from life, it's quite easy. Now you want to become liberated from the very process of life and death, then it's another issue. So, this longing also, why is it coming? Is it because you're unable to bear with life, that you're thinking of mukti? It doesn't work like that. Because you're unable to bear with the process of life, you're thinking of liberation, you will never have liberation. You are absolutely ecstatic. You're so ecstatic, you're just willing to dissolve and die right